Okay, so you get to the landing page and you're going to hit sign up and go ahead and enter in your information. For speed purposes, I already put it in. You have to have a unique email. Type in a password, a combination of letters and numbers greater than 6 characters. So when you first log in, you're going to see an empty dashboard, but once you have data, all these boxes will be filled, and basically it just lets you filter down your time cards by month, by hour. Shows a pretty graph. So on the next screen, I'm going to show you what it looks like a filled out one. So the top 3 boxes show all of your time cards. The second one is by quarter, and the top right one is your time cards filtered by project, so you can select which project. On the bottom right, you'll see a stacked bar graph, and this is going to tell you basically where you get your regular hours, overtime hours, Saturday and Sunday hours for that month. If this is your first time on the platform, you may need to add some more seats. So let's go over how to do that right now. So you're going to click on users and then data accounts. And we're going to go, you can see there's 0 seats remaining. So we're going to go add users, need more seats, navigate to the upgrade page. And now we're just going to select the number of seats that we want, drag the slider, hit proceed to checkout, and boom, you add more seats. Okay, so now we have some seats available. It's time to create the accounts. So we're going to click on data accounts and we're going to add new user. Open the add new user modal. And we're going to enter in the fields. We're going to enter in the first name, enter in the last name, enter in a valid email. They will use this to log in. So here we're going to enter in the role. Usually you would either do a company admin account, project manager, or auditor, or you can put one of the trades like carpenter, electrician. It's up to you. You can fill it out. The start times are for personnel who are actually working under your company. This might not apply to the auditor account. Same thing for the federal tax. But for your workers, you're going to want to enter this in. Same with the state tax. If you're making an auditor account, most likely they're only going to want the read time cards function, so just select that. You don't need to select the other ones. And we get a validation error, so we must have a unique email. Okay, so after fixing the email, and here we go, we're going to click submit. A green pop-up appears, and boom, there's the new account. Here's a typical org chart. Usually the project managers will approve the workers, like carpenters, electricians, and then the company admin will set the rates. Deleting an account is really easy. Just go to the users tab in the sidebar, click the user you want to delete, and hit the delete button. Changing passwords is easy. Just navigate to the settings tab, go up to user profile, and go to the change password box and enter in your new password. Note that it must be at least 6 characters and contain numbers. One thing we need to do before creating a new time card is enter in a project. So we're going to navigate to the project tab, click the create new project. For the sake of speeding up, enter in all this information, project name, address, city, state, and we'll put in the start date, end date, bid date, and then a project code. Usually just go in numerical order. For project code, we don't need a book yet. And here we go. We see we created a new project. It's in our projects database. You're allowed to enter in as many projects as you want, so feel free to enter this information in as you please. The most important one is the project start and the project end. The bid date is less important. The project code, you just need one number integer, and the rest is optional. Deleting projects is easy. Just select the project and hit delete. Okay, so now we're going to create a payroll. This is the create payroll view on desktop, and we're going to select a week. We're going to go back because we already have some current weeks. Select our project here, and now you notice all the times light up. They are available for editing, and we're going to click 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and we're going to hit submit. Once we hit submit, we get this message: time card successfully submitted. Now we go to My Time Cards and we can review all the time cards that we have submitted. So these are all under our account. And so you see that 719, and if we switch it to 726, this one's going to disappear because it's not within the date range. And this is how you can filter through your time cards very easily. And if you go to here, these are false and incomplete. So those are the ones that haven't been approved for payroll yet. Let's view the time card that we just made. So go to the mobile icon here, and we can see that here's our pending time card. We see that we have 32 hours and overtime hours of 1.5. And here's the credited hours that applied the breaks, correct in 8 hours each day. 1.5 overtime on Thursday is what we wanted. So this looks correct. Editing the time card is pretty self-explanatory. Company admins can edit anybody's time card, so you click edit and you can change the start and stop times. Okay, so we're at the time card approval stage, and you can change the filters for filter by week. So now we have all three of our time cards, and we hit approve. Now you can see the status change. It says time card approved. And then if we want to filter by which time cards are approved, we change the approved to true and status complete to true. And then this will show us that our time card is approved and it is complete. And if we want to go back, we hit false and incomplete, and we'll see the unapproved time cards. Deleting time cards is pretty straightforward. You just hit the delete button. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna go over how to run payroll, and the first step is to choose the time cards. Usually I would recommend approving the time cards first, and then once they get to this page, you can hit the approved button, hit approved and hit complete, and then all those approved time cards should pop up, and you can select it for the next stage. The next step in the process is to choose the right rate. We populate certain rates set by DIR, but if you want custom ones, just request so. And here we're going to search over 20,000 rates. So for prevailing wage, you can go for San Francisco County. We type in SFR, put in 2022-2. This is related to the project start. So your project might be different whenever it started. And now we can look up for electrician. Okay, so for the naming convention, it's basically book, and then the trade, a book underscore trade underscore classification. But in the search bar, you can start typing either trade or classification if you want to filter that way. Adding rates is really easy. Setting it to my favorites, you're adding it to my rates. So you search for the rate, and then you just click the star. And after that, it will pop up in your rates, and you can see it pops up right here, electrician, boom. Okay, so here's how we can create custom rates, and we just put in a name. If it's related to one person, you can just put their name here, and then you can add their trade and classification. So in this case, I'm just going to use company admin, but you can do other things like project manager or carpenter. Put in the start date, and if there's an expiration date, put that there. And then training rate. Some people don't have training rates if they're not an apprentice. And we'll put the basic rate and overtime rate, Saturday rate, Sunday rate. There are optional predetermined increases. So if you want to do that, it'll automatically check the date and apply the increases based on the date. But here we won't do that. And here we can see it's created. There's the naming convention, book, trade, and classification. Okay, so now that we got our rates entered into our rate books, we're just going to choose the rates here, apply it for each project, and this second project had 2 overtime hours, so it's applying the overtime rate, and the first one's applying the regular rate. So we actually have to hit mark completed to go to the next step to generate the report. And here we can see the report. It's calculating everything that we need, regular hours, overtime hours. Saturday, well, there was no Saturday, but we can see the total wages. You can see the week ending, which is just the current week whenever you run the report. Save it as a PDF, save it to your documents, and boom, you're good to go. Let us know how we can do better. Go here, open the sidebar, go to suggestions. You can enter in the suggestion box, put in your name, put in your suggestion. You know, maybe you want certain rates maintained. I can definitely do that. Set up the integration, and yeah, we'll go from there. Let us know how we can do better. Okay, if you want to limit the read data for certain accounts, here's how you do it. Open the sidebar, go to Users tab, and here we have the different types of users accounts. I have a company admin account, so I'll put all projects for him. And then for the project manager, I'll just put one project. You can select multiple projects as well.